All right, all right, all right. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to episode 12, numero 12 of the Vital Check Show. I am your friendly neighborhood MD, Dr. Joe.
I'm DJ Critical. Whenever you say that, I always get reminded of like Spider-Man. I always think like you're gonna say friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but you didn't. You say Dr. Joe.
Oh, I don't watch superheroes, but
Sorry.
And guess who we brought back?
We have a guest again.
Mr. B.
Mr. B. Mr. Wonderful. Mr. AKA Mr. Controversial. But he wasn't controversial last week.
He likes to see both sides of the coin, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's needed.
So for humble brag, I am going to give big ups to me.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So at work, I got the Provider of the Year award.
Provider of the Year?
The Doctor of the Year award.
Oh, that's lit. We need to add some applause to that part.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, it was nice because they reveal like who submitted what for you. And
Did they give you a raise?
Never that.
It's just recognition?
Just, a nice little plaque.
Oh, a plaque. At least it's not like a certificate or like a little ribbon. A plaque is...
Yeah, I got a plaque. I got a little bouquet of carnations.
Oh.
I got a certificate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Oh, that's good.
Congrats.
So you can add that
Thank
to
you.
your elaborate resume of...
Oh, it's on my LinkedIn already.
Oh, please, as you should.
As one of
you should.
the Bell twins told me I better go update my CV ASAP.
Yeah. Doctor of the Year. That's not no
So yeah,
little feat.
it was nice.
That's what's up. Look
Yep,
at you.
yep.
Now your new label is like your friendly neighborhood Doctor of the Year, Dr. Joe.
Your top 5.
Yeah, that's lit.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So that was nice. So what we got going on for you?
For me,
Besides attracting all the ladies.
I'm still single as much as
I just felt like there was so much potential in so many previous episodes.
I haven't.
What happened to the producing one?
It's me. Obviously. No, you know what happens? I get, I wouldn't say overwhelmed, but I get preoccupied with like a lot of work stuff and just when I went to Jamaica and then I had like a couple weddings, like time. This is a time management thing where I have to be consistent in me giving time. And sometimes I'm selfish with my time and I need stuff done. And then that wouldn't allow me to spend time with that person or get to like the talking, courting portion.
Now, do you think it's just not a priority for you?
No, I would like to spend more time with her and stuff. I just be engulfed in what's going on with me at times, and then,
With more important things that...
No, I wouldn't say. Yeah, I mean she's important, but then at the same time, it's
Which
like,
she? Because I feel like there's 1,000 she's now. I can't even keep up with the she's.
Nah, there was one she. The thousands was prior to her.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy, right? But speaking of, so now I'm in a space where I'm realizing I like privacy and discretion.
Okay.
There's in the past there have been women that I've spoken to and I was just they really, I feel like they enjoyed my presence so much that you just felt to express it to everyone that they came in contact with, and I would rather you not.
I have a theory.
I would rather you just keep. You know what? I seen a tweet that said, "The important things in my life I keep private." And
Didn't Drake say that? No, Jack Harlow.
Okay, I love Jack.
You posted that.
I did.
You did.
So,
yes, you did.
I feel that way. So I feel like if I am important to you and you are important to me, just hold it down. Like you don't have to just go, "Oh, my boo this, my boo that," and just like just telling all your friends about our experiences together.
Now, the other side of that is people
what is your
sometimes
theory?
feel, oh no, my theory is coming soon, but I feel like other people have also expressed that when they don't show the relationship or publicize the relationship, that it also means like you're doing sneaky stuff.
Relationship.
Oh, keyword.
We are not in a relationship.
A situationship?
Once I'm in a relationship, have a ball. I don't care. It makes sense.
Okay.
Show me off.
So talking is not a ship.
Prior to that, hold it down.
But does she know that though?
That's something that I have to like. They have to.
You gotta
fill
manage
out
the expectations.
A NDA or some type of
Oh gosh.
some type of form that they have to fill out prior to us engaging in an experience, because they're just just gift of gab. They're just out here just like
Gab. I
Just
mean,
yapping
so
away.
my theory was Michael B. Jordan was a relatively private person,
Right.
until he met Miss Lori Harvey.
Right.
Then there was an influx of
emotions and feelings.
emotions, pictures.
But maybe he was private until he met the right person.
right. I agree, cause like I'm at a point where I see love. Like say I see Lori and and Mike, and I was like, wow, that's nice. I like that. Like I don't mind doing that if I was with the right person or when. Cause I be doing stuff with my experiences now, and I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if like, she'll show it, but it's like only me and her know it, and it's fine. But like if we're in a relationship, like, or maybe that's just her thing. Like I'm all with like I've been in situations with girls and like, oh, post this, post it. I'm like, go ahead, like it's your Instagram, you can do whatever you want. But I'm just not like that. But if I'm with somebody and that's just their vibe, but that's what they want to do, like.
Because then now you have to delete all the pictures.
Oh yeah, that is funny. That's funny for me. Like I love that.
It's just like, why?
Like
just,
everybody go crazy. Oh my boo, oh
and
this
then,
and this.
delete,
and
delete,
then after,
delete.
yeah, and then you just got delete.
I don't know. I feel like
That's why I don't even post anything. So I don't have to. It's just music and.
I mean, yours would be like
stuff.
what, every week or something?
Hey.
I just feel like
She
by the
blowing you
time
up,
we
bro.
blink and catch up to your feed, like that person's gone.
Nah, just people just they go through
They
things.
temporary.
Nah, people not temporary, because I'm at a point where if I'm talking to you, I see potential. I think it's gonna last.
Oh, but that you see potential in everybody. That's your problem, and that's why
That-
you
that
haven't
was
brought the people around.
That was my problem. But
So do
now,
you have the Superman complex?
what is the Superman complex?
Like you trying to save him?
Oh, like save a hole? No,
Oh my
not.
gosh.
That was a good way of putting it, Superman complex.
Oh,
But
gosh.
no, I'm not trying to save a hole. It's I just have to be more intentional on people who I invest my time and energy in. Whereas before, I was just, a free spirit. Now I'm.
But we've talked about this.
Yeah, we're only.
So you're-
It's only episode 12.
So you're not learning anything.
No, I am. I've severely decreased the amount of people that I talk to.
Okay.
Now
All
it's
right.
only one.
Okay. I haven't met anyone from any episodes.
I brought one.
Oh, that's
the
right.
producer. She produced.
Right, the
She-
producer.
She was really good. Yeah, so that's the main one that's the one that I spend time with
Okay, so now you have time
when I have time.
when you have.
Well, she's busy too, so it's not even just me. But I see points where I could be more on it, like,
Got it.
just yeah.
All right. So be discreet, folks.
Yeah, just hold it down.
Don't let your business be out in these streets.
Chill out.
All right. So a couple of weeks ago, 21 Savage sat down
21.
and had a conversation with some grown folks. And essentially, right, the gist of the conversation goes that he has never been starstruck, right? Like, he didn't really have, rappers he looked up to. Like, he was just doing his own thing. However, one instance that really stuck out to him was the first time that he went to Jay-Z's house. And I guess, the conversations that came as a result. And he went on to reveal the top 3 things that he should spend his, like Jay-Z said he
Jay-Z
should
said
spend
he's
his.
spending money on.
So the first one was a chef,
Yep.
then a doctor,
Yep.
and then a lawyer.
Yep.
And I believe there's another additional one that Mr. B here would like to add.
Yeah, definitely education, and definitely like your health, right? Wealth is nothing without your health. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree.
did you find out the reasons why he said that?
Yes. So, why a doctor? So you can't make no money or spend money without your health.
Correct.
And
what
that's-
Miss B said.
that-
Mr. B said.
That's important.
Yes.
Right. I
Can't take it with you.
Exactly. But I'm a bigger proponent
Don't
that.
tell her that though.
Don't tell her you get.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pass it down, but you can't take
No,
it.
We'll talk about that. Don't you worry.
Okay, cool.
Right. So there's a saying that like your fork is like you can dig your grave with your fork. Essentially, what you ingest and put into your body can kill you.
Wow.
So I'm a very big believer of physical activity and exercise as being like the most basic of medicine, but it's one of the most difficult ones to attain due to a number of different reasons, which Mr. B might disagree with me. But certainly I agree with the doctor part because, we also need jobs.
You're doctor of the year.
Shout out to me. So a lawyer. So can you elaborate more on this lawyer thing, Mr. B? Because, I don't know if I don't have a lawyer on retainer. I do have lawyer friends.
I think you're speaking more of a, I guess, in a
Businessman.
rapper or a business industry sense where a lawyer is crucial.
It's your freedom,
I agree.
essentially.
Yeah.
With the deals and stuff.
Deals, and then just in the music industry is you could be out and somebody can slap you, and they're slapping you because if you retaliate,
They can
that's
sue you.
yeah, that's an automatic. So like you really have to be on the defense in certain careers, like a musician or a rapper, to say. So yeah, having a lawyer on retainer is essential.
And then I wonder also, right, for us common folk, that we don't got deals and stuff like that, but I guess creating estates and wills.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important. You don't want to have a GoFundMe where they have to raise, they selling hot dogs and hamburgers for you.
For your casket and then for your funeral services.
I don't want a casket. Just cremate me. I want a party, though. I want a bashment of my life, okay?
Okay.
I was listening to the song, so like, I want this song played. But it was Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men. So it was a little sad.
Yeah, that is a sad
But then
song.
otherwise, I want like lively music. But anyways, I'm getting very morbid.
Okay.
Then a chef, right? Again, going
Goes back to the health.
Your fork can dig your grave. Quality of life, right? Like I see what's his name, Khaled's Snapchats, and I'm like, yo, bro.
God did.
That's right.
Yeah.
But he literally eats like a 5-star meal every. It's like beautiful. I mean, he's also on Weight Watchers, I think, right?
Most of it is I wouldn't say it's cap, but Khaled is good at what he does. Yeah, he's
Self-promotion.
yeah, he does that for the allure and which a lot of entertainers do. So like, don't really take. He doesn't eat that all the time. He does it. He films it. He probably did it. Well, like what I do, I'll go to Jamaica, and you won't see that for like weeks after I come. So that's just capture this. God did. You see this lobster tail? And then then he's regular. But yeah,
Got it. Okay.
health is wealth.
And then the fourth one was.
So the fourth one, definitely education.
Right.
Education matters. So
I don't know.
financial literacy, right?
Okay. Yes.
Financial, like.
But then education period, I think we have reached a part where 2-year degrees, 4-year degrees, I just don't think is for everyone, right? I don't think a psychology degree is gonna get you give you a return on investment on that 4-year degree that you spent and have loans in. And I think we definitely undervalue the trades, and I think definitely our generation is the one that's going to push that because look at us, no pilots, thousands of flights delayed, right? Because the biddies retired. So now we're in a pickle. We're not going to have enough electricians. We're not going to have enough plumbers. We're not going to have enough. I think HVAC is getting.
We're gonna have a lot of social media influencers.
And that's the
right.
problem. Right?
That is the problem.
Everybody want to be the next YouTube star.
Me too.
Nobody wants to work. The Great Resignation. Nobody want to get jobs.
Beyonce said it.
We all
Release the
cannot
job.
be
She's part of the problem.
entrepreneurs. We cannot all be entrepreneurs. This society
There's a
was
lane
set
for
up.
yep, right?
Yeah.
Everybody
I agree.
has a job. Being an entrepreneur is one of the hardest jobs. My cousin's an entrepreneur. He works as a correction officer in North Carolina, and also he has his own tow trucking business. tell me that keeping employees is one of the hardest
Yeah, for
things
sure.
because you're building a vision for yourself, and your employees not going to see the vision as
Right.
you see the vision.
Right.
So, but yeah, everybody can't quit. Like, I don't know when it has become a bad thing to have a job. Your employer is one of your biggest investors, right? So, like, no, it's not bad to have a job. But yes, education, financial literacy, big thing. Shout out my guys, EYL, assets over liabilities, right?
That makes sense.
Assets, right? So
That's like entrepreneurship 101.
assets. And for our communities and people that look like us, we don't have much assets, right? And that has become a problem.
A big problem.
Big problem.
But it's also hard to get assets when, in order to progress in the most traditional way through education, you are leaving your education with hundreds
A
of
debt.
thousands of dollars in liabilities, right? So it's like this, literally this pressure, this monkey on my back of my mother effing student loans, right? Like, how can I possibly, and again, we'll get into this because, I like spending monies, but you can't, how am I going to buy a home when this debt is literally looming over me?
Listen, student loans, I know it's like a big problem. But I know that people are waiting for the Biden administration to, probably forgive
Yeah.
student loans. But you also got to think about the business of America. America makes
Capitalism.
money off the interest of the
Of the
student
student.
loans.
Correct.
They
Right.
hold the most, right? So they're not just going to cancel. It's not advantageous to
It's
for
not in their
America.
best interest to do that.
It's
Correct.
not. But what I will say, it does keep people from being a part of the society. So, like you said, buying homes, right? Because America makes. So when you talk about economic indicators, right? They also talk about how many homes have been bought, right? So now, if people have student loans, they can't buy homes and stuff like that. Is a reason why in New York City, what do you see most? You don't see single family homes being created. You see rentals.
Right.
Rental
Right.
units. Yep.
So I absolutely agree, but I will say at the same time, yes, you may have a lot in student loans, and I don't know what that feels like, but also you have access to a high paying job,
I do, I guess.
right? So
But then also with the Great Resignation, what happens is, in order to get the higher paying wages, you have to quit, right? And then go to the next job that can offer you a higher
Higher
pay,
pay.
instead of that money being invested for retention. And I think that's the big issue, right? The old biddies don't like our generation because we're not loyal.
What's an old biddy?
Biddy.
Because biddy for
That's
me
true.
is like,
A baddie?
yeah.
Oh, biddy to me is a senior citizen.
Okay. It just threw me off. That's the second time. It was like, little old biddies over here.
Yeah, I call the biddies the old folks.
Okay, cool.
Older, excuse me.
Older.
I was told as a child to never call people old.
I mean, if you're old, you're old. But, okay, as a child, maybe. But if I'm an adult, I'm going to call you old. What are you going to do, fight me?
Maybe.
They're feisty, these older people.
I
The
I
elderly.
ran a race alongside an 80-year-old lady.
She beat you?
No, I paced with her. She
Oh.
usually beats me though. So this time I'm like, you know what? I'm running with her because I'm tired of running behind her. And it was nice. It was pleasant. But
that's
anyways,
dope.
going back to the biddies, right? So I think that, one of the intergenerational issues, or between whatever, is that they don't think we're good employees because we're just hop skipping everywhere.
And soon enough, you won't possibly those same jobs that people don't want to work. They won't need you. They probably
Robots.
have AI, right? So people gotta
Robots.
be careful what they're doing.
I heard on the radio that
Our robot is coming true.
Elon
Eagle Eye
Musk did
and all
a
those.
robot that apparently could deadlift 150 pounds or something.
There's, I think Google is making this robot that I've seen that has emotions and can like rationalize and stuff like that, like some new AI. And the person that outed him is scared that they're gonna come for him because he's exposing
Oh gosh.
information with these new AI technology. It's scary.
Yeah, so this robot from Tesla is going to be ready by the end of September.
And it's deadlifting 150 pounds.
Now just think about that. So now we talk about possibly think about that. So could it be less jobs? So what are people going to do? How are you going to save yourself?
Scamming. Kidding.
That's a Brooklyn thing. I know I'm in the home of the scammers.
It is.
I know I'm in the home of the scammers.
It is. Please
But
do
listen.
not use your credit card anywhere.
Yeah, listen.
It's not safe.
It's
My
not
credit
safe.
is frozen here. So
Yeah.
all the Brooklynites, my credit is frozen. But nah, so think about that. So I'm so big on people like investing, right? Whether you buy a home or whether you buy stocks or you create a business, invest, right? Because like I said, if they're making AI or making technology for certain jobs or low skill jobs that they can't hire people, they're gonna come up with a solution. These businesses not gonna sit on their hands. So my thing is get invested in the market or buy a home. And I know it's not that easy, like you said, Joe. Like people can't, what I'm saying, be afford to buy a home, but stocks, yo, they cheap. Apple, I see you got an Apple Watch. I got an Apple Watch. It costs about what, 400, 500. The Apple stock is only like 130.
It's in my portfolio somewhere.
No.
I
I
know
have some,
I'm
I have some
holding.
Apple stock.
No, but I'm just saying for
I got
people.
I got a few of those.
Right.
But they're not thinking like that. We just think
And
that
it's on
as a
Cash
consumer.
App. My brother keeps telling me, send me $150 in Apple stocks. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, they changed the Cash App, so send me stocks.
Oh yeah, because Cash App is dope for that. Because even there's like a button where when I make purchases using Cash App, they like I could like it takes some and transfer it to Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Speaking of Bitcoin, crypto, I know it's hurting a lot of people, right? I would say like with crypto, I'm not against it. It's another asset class, but it's a
High risk,
volatile.
yeah, right, volatile.
You know what I'm saying? Asset class. I would tell people till you get the basics, stick with the basics first, right?
Right.
Like, they got different things like I bonds, right?
Yeah.
I bonds. I'm like, that's been around for a long time, people.
I don't know, but it's just how the social medias be like.
That's what it is.
They distracting you. They are listen, let me ask
Google,
you.
Amazon, Apple, like those are never gonna go away, and they're always gonna go up.
I think the
Do-
best rule of thumb has always been like buy what you like.
Yes and
That's
no.
a good way to
understand.
make you familiar with. Yeah.
Yes. But think of Warren Buffett. What did he buy? Did he buy he probably does have Bitcoin, but what did he buy? Large percentage of his portfolio is Apple.
Apple. Yep.
If that man is a billionaire, I'm going to follow him. And then I'm going to do my research. Definitely do your due diligence all the time.
I got some stock in Nike because I wear Nikes every day.
But then
Okay.
also Warren Buffett, right? He is a big low liability person, right? He lives in the same home, drives the same Camry or Corolla, whatever it's
That's
been,
gonna be me.
has the same wallet, right? Like, that ain't me. Like, you
So-
gonna catch me my new lease every 3 years.
Critical said, that can be capped. That's what he's showing you, right? We all don't know.
But he probably
also
got
too-
a private jet.
But also, too, think about how old he is. He's like 91 or something like that.
Damn.
The
He doesn't
time.
need. Yeah.
The time. So that home he bought was probably expensive in that time. But now the appreciation that he
I
has
see.
gained throughout the years, you can't beat, right? So I think that too much in our generation or whatever society, people want to get rich fast.
Yeah.
Wealth is built slowly over time. Nobody want to hear that. It's not sexy, right? It's not sexy investing in your 401k, 457, time and time again.
403Bs.
Right?
Right,
Like you
right.
told me that I want to live now.
I do.
Like I want it now.
So here's the issue, fellow listeners, right? I agree. I want to be in a better financial position than my parents, right? I want to retire comfortably and have, enough money to keep up my current lifestyle, right? And that's going to be hard. But in the same token, as someone who has this weird belief that I'm going to die early, but side note, right? I think this heavy emphasis on savings, yes, is important, but you kind of deprive yourself in your healthy young years, right? Because you don't know if you're going to live to 60s, 70s. You don't know what condition your health is going to be in order to live this life that you presumed.
What about in your 40s?
And I think that's the harder part, right? It's the new movement, right? Like the fire and the fire early. And just
It's
like,
just preparation. It's just insurance. It's like you have car insurance. That don't mean you're gonna get in an accident today. It's just in case you're covered. So like, you don't want to live till 60 and then you spend all your money in your 30s on God knows what, and then
No, I agree. I agree that we need to save aggressive. I mean, save. I don't know about aggressively. Now, to retire in the 40s, like that's just a couple of years away
I
from
know.
me.
That's why I said 40s.
So to me, like that is unfathomable, right?
Why is it unfathomable?
Because I think I've never seen someone retire in their 40s.
That's the point, right? Do something. Listen.
And for those that I've read,
yeah,
they've had to live like significantly below their means.
okay, let me ask you. So, you saying it's unfathomable because you haven't seen it. That's the problem.
Personally.
We haven't seen it, right? So let me ask you. Just because you haven't seen it, you're gonna lay down and not do it. You're just gonna keep doing the same thing.
No, you're right.
Right?
I don't like people telling me what to do. So like, even though I haven't seen it, I'm gonna still try it out. I'm gonna still try it. Now, again, it just to me seems like a really hard goal to be able to retire in my 40s, not work.
It's a discipline and consistency, right? That's what me and my wife are working at, right? We invest a lot. Now let me also say, right? Definitely reward yourself at some point, right? So say for example, I'm just giving numbers. Say you invested 40,000 every year, right? Say I don't know the numbers on top of my head, but say like you was investing 2,500 every month, right? Okay. Now say like 1 month out of 12 months, you say, you know what? I don't want to invest that 2,500. Go take a trip. Reward yourself.
That's me.
But the month. But the majority
I'm
of the
going to
time
Cabo in a couple weeks.
should go towards the future.
But then also, right? Who can afford $2,500 every month?
You invest where you at. Someone's chapter 6 is not my chapter 1. You got to start where you are. Like I think social media has made it to where we compare. Like we're looking at someone else. No, I don't know what that person did. They had to put in that time. They had to put in that sacrifice.
Or they stole it.
No, for reals.
Like what? Like for you guys, what's y'all goal? What? Like, and I don't like the word retire. I say work optional. Do what you like. Do whatever you like. What's that? What does that look like for you two?
I mean, I can tell you, I started off my job, bright-eyed, bushy-tail, young Dr. Joe,
Yep.
right? Oh, I'm gonna work here till I die, right?
Mhm.
Like, it's not a job that I feel like stresses, or at least when I first started, it stresses me out. I'm okay with working to my 60s, right? Because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Now, 4 years out, and I am a very young doctor, yes, early career
You're trying to
physician.
quit.
No,
had it up there.
exactly. I was just like, I'm not working till I'm 60. Because I have a lot of coworkers in their 80s working, 70s. I'm like, oh, because I feel like also from a health perspective, I've seen people's health decline after retirement. And to me, that is my biggest fear. Even with my parents, right? They're about to retire in a couple months. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. Obviously, like I have the resources to maintain health and I know, what to do and hopefully I can execute that when that time comes. But to me, that's why I think I want to push myself to work till old age because I feel like if I don't, what's going to be the meaning of my life?
You go find your purpose.
And I think that's important that your purpose shapes or can be redefined at different stages of your life. It's just hard for me as a person who's the last decade plus has been dedicated towards one goal.
Right.
And then that one goal, I'm only going to be in it for 10 years? Right? It's just like, damn, why did I get that $320,000 loan out, right? To just pay it off and then just be like, all right, deuces. But I'm okay with that now, right? Because I'm tired. Now, the new thing would have to be, and, my husband's pretty stuck on what age he's retiring. And I'm like, you can't. I was like, you are not retiring at 45, bro.
Why is that? Why?
Because I also feel like, right, if we have another child, that child's going to go to college.
It's costly. It costs.
Exactly, the costly. Like, I've seen all these articles, and again, it's fear, right? Fear is at the foundation of all this. That people and
It's like the fear and uncertainty.
Uncertainty, right? That their pensions are not even like allowing them to pay for food and they're rationing food.
But this is why you prepare now, right? So prepare now for the future.
Yeah.
Like, all this fear mongering. Listen, nobody knows. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen in the stock market, right? But when you asked me to do this pod, what did I say? I said, wait, something interesting is going to happen. And what happened? right? The stock market went into bear market
Bear
territory,
market.
right? So economics, right? I follow economics every day. My wife can tell you. I look at charts. I read, right? So, right? So we don't know what's going to happen, right? But just because bear market means 20% or more, right? So just because we're in a bear market is 20% from the high. So you probably say you invested over 12 years. That's 20%. Just over who knows how much return you would have had over that 12-year
12 years.
span or 20-year span, right? So that's a little blip. But at the same time too, you're saying no, your husband can't retire because at 45 that won't be enough. What is your number? What's the number? What's the number you have in mind?
I don't know.
You have to see that's the how you don't know. You
It's
gotta
just to me my number doesn't make sense.
what you mean?
I think right was my number like is either like 2 or 3 mil.
All right, so
And I feel like I'm gonna blow through that.
how did you get the two or 3 mil?
Right? Don't you have to do? Hold on, let me. 20 times your salary or something,
They
right?
do like 25 times
25.
times your annual expenses.
And I have to go through my old Google sheets.
But you also got to keep in mind too when you're work optional, your expenses probably not going to be high, and I'm pretty sure you won't stay in New York.
But then, given the way this climate's in, like literally, I don't know if I could leave New York. What if I go to a state that like is so restrictive and it's just I don't know if I could leave New York.
What about yourself? Have you ever thought about it? Like,
No. What the hell? In my line of work, I don't give a damn about none of that stuff. I make music. I love the arts, and I'm financially capable to do what I want. And I don't have any kids. I don't
Yeah.
have a girlfriend. It's just me,
Yeah.
and I'm chilling. It's going. It's
But
going.
what
well.
about when you hit your 40s though? What?
40s?
Listen, it's around the
You a
corner.
January baby, so you gonna hit it before we do.
You know, no, because we had millennial in debt here, and she spoke about retirement stuff, and I just haven't came across to figuring out a number yet as far as like what I need to not work, because and another thing, my line of work is not really work to me. Like I do music, it's passion already, so I wake up every day and it's like I don't really consider it as work.
I hear
So
you.
it's I think I'm already mentally in a space where I'm retired.
But now when
I take trips when I want to. I buy sneakers when I want to. I
But now
eat
what
at
about-
restaurants. I court women, which I have. That's where my biggest
Expensive.
expense is courting. So I'm gonna definitely lower that, and then invest that.
Well, hopefully
portion.
by your 40s you'll be settled down, right?
all right, so let me ask you, what do you own?
My car. I'm presently in the process of owning a home. Yeah.
So your home, what's your plan for your home? Is it a single family home?
It's a single family. Yeah.
Single family? So
So with that, I'm going into real estate. So I want
Okay.
to
Yeah.
start with my home,
Nice.
and
I
then
like that.
purchase other things to, flip or
How, bro?
have tenants.
It's
and
so
stuff.
expensive right now.
It depends on where you go. Like I'm not necessarily looking for New York. There's Delaware. There's other
Okay.
Detroit. I was looking at. There's like homes down there is very very cheap, where you just buy.
But then
you don't even have
this
to
is what's
fix
happening. We're like destabilizing local communities.
No, well, I want to.
Oh, my God.
I
See?
want to. I want to enrich. So if I purchase somewhere in Detroit per se, I would. You own it, so you can choose who you want to like live there and stuff.
But DJ Critical not destabilizing. He's going to look like
I'm
the
helping.
people in the
Right.
community. Right? You rather
By
that
what, like rent stabilized apartments in these houses you're flipping?
I could do that.
So that's a socialist.
I could do
policy.
that. It's a possibility.
So who would you rather? Would you rather DJ Critical or Dan Gilbert from the Cavaliers that's buying all the properties in Detroit?
Critical.
Okay.
Thanks.
So listen, we got to start, and I like that. Right? You acquiring assets, I definitely like that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Because real estate is definitely an asset class. I tell people to do all of them. Me, I like stocks.
Yeah, well, I'm getting. I like you said earlier. Like I have to like I started with Nike and Apple and stuff like that. So I just have to be more familiar and, like you said, financial literacy and just educate myself more on the stocks. Once I gain that, I'll be more equipped to like dig in and do other stocks and stuff like that. The real estate stuff, I mentally kind of understand that a lot easier than
I feel you.
the vital stocks and stuff like that.
Yeah, because real estate for some people is tangible. You could see it, you could live in it, you could touch it.
Yeah, it's like this cost this,
Yeah.
this, build this. You pay me rent, blah blah blah. I come fix it, plumbing. Like it's easy. Stocks is just like
Stocks is
sometimes some.
it's easy. You just buy it. You can just lay back.
Yeah,
and stuff
because
like that. It's
and then
passive.
sometimes you see your money just going down, and it hurts.
That's why you can't look
But-
at it.
but
You just
that's-
gotta
But then
leave
you
it.
also can see it go up.
But that's it's unrealized. Like it's unrealized loss. It's just a paper loss.
Right,
It's not
okay.
actualized until you actually like sell it. Then it
Got you,
becomes a
got
real
you.
loss and stuff
Right,
like
right.
that. So yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, because
definitely
I
like
had
that.
some crypto and stuff that me and my friend Saint Hill was a part of, and he put me onto day trading and stuff like that. So I just have to be more on top of it, really.
Okay, cool.
And the reason why I
Assets
think
over
also,
liabilities.
That's it. That's it.
a lot of our communities are kind of afraid of stock, right? Because it's seen as, I don't know if we've mentioned it before, but it's seen as something that other people do.
Yeah, because like Jay-Z is starting a program that he's trying to bring back to Marcy, speaking about stock, like financial literacy, and people over there wasn't really too
Yeah, I read that.
welcoming to it because they feel like, oh no, you should use your money to build like a recreation center or stuff that we can use, to get the kids off the street and whatnot,
Yeah.
and not teach them. But I feel like teaching them in turn will help, like keeping them off the streets and making them play basketball is one thing. Teaching them how to take their families out of the hood or to make better of themselves so that they can also return and build and do stuff, I feel like it works better. It just makes more sense. It's just that unfortunately in our community they don't really see those opportunities as that, and it's just like,
Yeah.
no, you're a billionaire, come put nets on the rim. Don't give us a center to teach our youth about, like, for us that we're kind of like, I wouldn't say smarter, but just like in the know more, we can see the value. And for them, that's like, they're struggling. They feel like, no, we can't invest. But at the same time, they're buying Jordans.
Exactly.
Which is like ridiculous.
That's why I said to Dr. Joe, and she comes up, she will say, "No." I'm like, listen, people have the money.
Yeah, it's just where they
It's
choose to.
where you choose.
But prioritize.
Right.
Right.
That's it.
What do you value?
like you saying about spending, right? We talked about like we can curtail that back
We can.
and get you to
I
your
try
goal.
every month. Every month I try. And
It's a
then
discipline.
I just fall.
So
into
do
the
you
traps.
feel like that's you feel like you spend due to the fact of like work is like stressful, or it's just how you just want to go whatever you
No,
see?
no, it brings me joy. Buying things brings me joy.
Yes, me too.
So, like, let's say, like, okay, right. So this ties into like all my body image issues, right? To me, looking and dressing good is like my lift me up. So like if I get compliments on my kicks, right, that to me is like, I know, like, right. So also it's like repressed desires. Like I've been wanted J's since I been growing up, but obviously like my family did not prioritize that. So now that I have the means to buy my own Jordans, right, it's just like I'm copping.
But think about your family now, right? Mm-hmm.
We have matching Jordans.
They got the properties, right? The deferred.
My parents,
The
yeah.
deferred. Like think about. Listen.
And I'm proud of them, honestly.
So you
my
got.
dad is a crazy entrepreneur, and the man has to be fearless because I wouldn't have survived.
So think about that. Think about they deferred for a while, and now they reaping the benefits, right? So you actually got an image, right, in your own your parents' lineage to show you, like, listen, defer actually works.
Yeah. Yeah.
It works. It works. You just
But
gotta believe in
it's
it.
my dad and my mom are very similar situation, right? My dad, all he does is work, right? Similar to Mr. Dr. Joe. And then my mom is the spender. So she looks nice all the time. My mom is, you will never see my mom's hair not done.
That's lit.
Uh,
Yeah, I just have for me it's just like retail therapy. Like when I'm down or sad or like I'm longing for a hug.
the sneaker's gonna hug you back.
Yeah, I just buy stuff.
Ay. But again, I guess it's also rewiring what brings us joy, right?
Correct.
It doesn't have to be shopping or acquiring things, materialistic things.
Because all you're doing is just doing what they want you to do.
Oh yeah,
Work.
for sure.
It's like a cycle. Work, consume. Work, consume.
Right.
Work, consume.
Yeah, I take myself out to a nice restaurant. Sit down.
Every
Myself.
weekend.
And they charge you an inflation fee.
Yo,
Yeah.
the 20%
Yeah, it's already there. It's just
COVID
there.
fee is insane.
Where did they charge you for COVID?
No, seriously. Every
Yeah.
restaurant now,
Yeah.
a party's below 6, you're still paying 20%.
Oh no, that's crazy. Oh, that's what they call it. It's a COVID fee.
Yeah, to make up for like
Oh,
what happened.
Think of the gas. Y'all was talking about the gas, right? Everybody, gas is so high. Gas is so high. It's supply and demand. You know what I'm saying? We got a conflict going on, Ukraine and Russia. I mean, we don't get all our oil from Russia, but that plays a part into it. So supply and demand. Last time I checked, people talking about, oh, things are costing more, but also people coming here. It was a lot of traffic. People are still driving. But we live in one of the best cities in the world. You can take
that's
the
a
train.
fact. Brooklyn.
First of all, no, I am not taking the train.
That's
I'm
a
not
choice.
risking my life.
That's a
Thank you
choice.
very much.
Listen, your husband's a police officer. He
He'll
will
save
carry
you.
off duty. You'll be fine.
I don't like guns.
Oh my.
Okay? I don't like guns. I don't like the idea of having a
Listen,
gun in my
let
home.
me
I
ask
don't
you,
like any of
if
that.
if it came between your life and someone else's life, you gonna use it or no?
No.
Do you not? Wait, hold on.
No. Guys,
I feel like we
first
should
of all,
we should
Alright.
table that
All right.
for next
No,
week.
let me give you
All right.
when
I respect it.
when Mr. Dr. Joe first became a police officer. I rolled through a stop sign. I had my little get out of jail free card and I did not use it on principle that I did that error, right? I am guilty for rolling through the stop sign.
Did you get a ticket?
Yes, I got the ticket because I did not use my card. Why?
So
Because
you felt
I
like you should just pay for your.
yes, for my mistake.
It was a mistake though.
So to me, but then, obviously after that, people kept yelling at me. So now I use it. But still, to me, it's wrong, right?
You
Because
could have used that money to buy stock.
Pretty much.
but to me, it's the moral principle. If I did something wrong, I shouldn't be let off just because my husband is a police officer.
No, they're not letting you off because your husband's a police officer.
It's courtesy.
But courtesy of what?
All right, you're
Because
you're a doctor.
You,
right?
you don't think they give tickets to MDs?
You're hold on.
NDOs,
Hold on.
excuse me?
You're a doctor. Actually, if you sometimes you show your credentials, being that doctors are like first responders, and God forbid something will
I've
happen
heard
to
stories
you.
they just like, nah, be.
So it just
Yeah,
depends.
it's a case to case, but
But say like your doctor, your husband need doctors. You got the network of.
Oh, I use
physicians.
my doctor card
All
all
right,
the time.
so
but,
that's the same thing.
No, it's a little different because
You jump in the line. Someone else say.
I don't
me
jump the
or
line.
DJ Critical.
I need help.
Yeah.
But being that you're the doctor here at
Exactly.
this establishment, you are like, all right, we're gonna, skip, like you said, skip the line. I mean, that's just.
I think you're such a socialist that you don't want to use your privilege.
and that's yes. And at the same token though, I was just like, I'm
You
fed
ashamed
up.
of your privilege.
I am. I certainly am.
Okay.
But then there's certain situations I'm like, you know what? I worked so hard for this.
You deserve it.
I deserve this.
Yeah.
So I will advocate
He
harder.
worked
and-
very hard for that card. He was in the academy. He put his life on the line daily.
Yes.
Show the card.
I do now.
Okay.
I do.
Listen,
but
you-
it still feels wrong.
So the media has made it a shame to use privilege now. So you can't use your privilege. People use it all the time. Use that privilege.
Well, and that's what I'm working on, right? Because I feel like as a woman of color, right, where we usually are underprivileged, I am in a position now, right? I do complain about my debt, but I do have this MD that does elevate me in many spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So I recognize my privilege and I try to use it where I deem it would be the most
Useful.
taken advantage,
Okay.
useful.
Okay.
But it still kind of feels wrong.
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong, Joe.
Use that privilege. You got a privilege to a high salary. Use that privilege. Retire in your 40s. There's no excuse. There's no excuse.
There isn't. I just gotta.
There's no excuse. If you need an accountability partner, I'll hold you accountable.
I don't do well
listen,
with those.
Listen.
Just letting you know.
You need someone to hold you accountable, be direct. I'm direct. Like,
boy.
there's no reason why you and your husband cannot retire in their 40s. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, Mr. Dr. Joe can retire in his 40s.
Besides that, you can retire. Listen, your salary, you can retire. Listen, and probably I would throw a number. You will probably make in 5 years what some people will only make probably in 10, 20 years.
Yeah,
I agree. It's possible.
Yeah.
Because y'all make more than me.
So
We do.
It's no excuse. So don't be ashamed of that privilege.
I'm chilling.
Use it. Because think about the benefit you could use for others. You could be examples. You say it's unfathomable for you to retire in your 40s. You could be the examples for others going forward.
Oh, no. Best believe my little cousins who immigrated from DR, I told them I'm going to make them millionaires by 30.
Okay.
And that is my goal. Those two young ladies will be millionaires by their 30s.
But also, too, keep in mind, they have to do the work.
Well, no,
You can't
but I have to show them, right? So they're both going to have jobs this summer. 20%, boom, automatically in a custodial account. And that's it. And therefore, when they become adults with their own salaries, it's a pattern. I'm not even thinking about my 20% because my 20% is automatically being invested in the market.
Yep.
It's just, for me, it's easier to do things for others versus myself.
Don't neglect yourself. You can't.
I mean, I buy things, so I don't. But as far as doing things, like, it's easy for me to prioritize others. And I think that's what my downfall is.
Got you.
So we should do something kind for other people since you always want to do for others. So what type of act of kindness should we do for this week?
I don't know. What do you think, Mr. B?
I would say for Dr. Joe, probably do something for yourself other than spending. Probably look for an example that look like you. There's a lot of Latinas. We got another topic about this, but I would say there's Latinas. I don't like using that. I consider y'all black, right?
Okay, right. Yes.
So
that is certainly another conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would say for this episode, I hate to use it, Latinas. Look for Latina examples. There's many Latina examples that's doing phenomenal things financially and stuff like that, right? So I would say do that for yourself.
I think we should buy somebody a stock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gift the
okay.
stock to somebody.
So if you owe someone, let's say Venmo or money, you're
Okay.
like, no, I'm going to pay you back in a stock.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Don't worry, brother. I'm going to send you your
gonna send you
Apple
that.
stock for your birthday 3 months ago.
It don't matter as long as you get it done.
Oh, man. All right, folks. This was a fun conversation. We'd like to thank Mr. B for riding with us
Mr.
for
B,
2
thank
episodes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Greatly
no problem,
appreciate
no
We
it.
definitely got to bring him back because he was timid today.
Nah,
But
he was bringing the facts.
Yeah, but he's straight facts, right? So yeah, thank you for joining us. Episode 12 is out.
12, Dose.
Dunzos.
Later.
Adios.